This is the city of Absalom, the city at the center of the world. Absalom is celebrating the Radiant Festival, a 3-month festival of epic proportions held once every 100 years. The celebration attracts all types: tourists, performers, merchants, inventors, as well as unsavory types, petty thieves, gangs, cults, and criminal enterprises. That's where we come in. We protect and serve. We are the agents of Edgewatch.
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat Agents of Edgewatch. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, the agents are surprised by a parlay with the big bad boss. Will they actually get to fight him, or will they war with words? Find out this week. So remember, I was telling you there was big news. Well, the big news is that I managed to scoop up Mark Seifter from Paizo, who's going to be working for Roll for Combat and the Battlezoo line of products full-time, starting January 24th. So there's been a lot of reaction about this because Mark was a major part of Pathfinder 2nd Edition and what made it so great. And I can see from a lot of the reaction is that people are very happy for Roll for Combat and Battlezoo and myself and Mark, but they're a little worried about Paizo and perhaps what would happen to Pathfinder. Now, here's the thing. I just want to talk about this a bit. First of all, this is going to be good for the industry. This is going to be good for everyone. Trust me. It might be a little bit of pain in the beginning, but it's going to be very good in the long run because the Battlezoo line of products is supporting Pathfinder 2nd Edition and 5th Edition. So we're not going anywhere. I didn't scoop them up and say, okay, all we're going to be doing is 5e. We're going to be doing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So I want to make sure Pathfinder is doing as well as possible. There's a couple of other things going on in the industry right now. The industry is in a really strange place. I haven't seen it like this probably since the 80s. It's really in a very strange location. And I'll tell you why. The industry, I believe, is going through some growing pains. In the 80s, I believe the role-playing industry was like a kid. Okay, they were brand new, they were sort of stumbling around, they were being loud and making a lot of noise, but in the end, they really kind of collapsed under their own weight. WotC kind of went out of business, D&D kind of collapsed, but, you know, they started everything. And then they went through their teenage years, and that was like 4th edition and then 5th edition, where they were starting to grow up, but they weren't really a full-size adult just yet. Then we have things like Paizo and some other third-party publishers that came around. Well, right now, in 2021 and now going into 2022, there's going to be some changes. And I'm seeing the writing on the wall, which was also one of the main reasons why I wanted to get Mark as quickly as possible. Mark was going to be going somewhere. I promise you that. Whether he was going to go to WotC, whether he was going to go to me, whether he was going to go somewhere else, he was going somewhere else. And I'll tell you why. Because suddenly, role-playing games have grown up. How do I mean? Hasbro, which is a multi-billion-dollar company, the WotC line, Wizards of the Coast, which does Magic the Gathering and D&D, has been making so much money and doing so well. And this is across all of Hasbro. Hasbro makes a lot of toys, and those two lines have been making so much money that the president of WotC, Chris Cox, was made the CEO of all of Hasbro. Okay, let me tell you something. You don't just do that, okay? You don't make the president of WotC the CEO of Hasbro if you're not doing something correctly. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but WotC is starting to go on a hiring spree. They're going to be releasing their new version 5.5 or 6.0, whatever you want to call it, of 5e. And they are starting to hire a lot of people in the industry. So I'm going to tell you right now, Mark is probably not going to be the last person leaving Paizo. Probably a few more people are going to go to Wizards of the Coast. They're both in Seattle. And you know what? Working for D&D is kind of the big mothership. The other thing is, if you go to Kickstarter, you see all the best-selling, most popular, and most funded games. They're all board games and role-playing games. Like, role-playing is starting to come into its own. You kind of add in the fact that Hasbro is starting to get celebrities to play. They're sponsoring celebrities. You have new movies coming out. You have new Dragonlance books coming out. There's new animated projects coming out. Like, D&D is going to start being everywhere. And if D&D is everywhere, that just helps everyone. That helps Pathfinder. That helps third-party publishers. That is just going to help the entire industry grow. And someone like myself who wants to be a third-party publisher and a very strong third-party publisher, I'm going to support both systems. And someone like Mark who understands Pathfinder 2nd edition inside out, upside down, what we're going to be doing is everything we're going to be developing for Pathfinder. I also have a very, very strong 5e team, and everything we're going to be doing both with the Pathfinder team and the 5e team. We're going to be writing it for Pathfinder, because Pathfinder has much tighter rules than 5e. It's a lot easier to write for Pathfinder and then convert it to 5e. So again, this is going to be a little bit of a short-term pain, but I guarantee you, everyone's replaceable. I've seen it in my professional life, throughout my career. No matter what you think, it might take 2 people to replace Mark. It might even take 3 people to replace Mark. But you know what? There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of new freelancers. This industry is starting to grow. I guarantee there's going to be new people out there just as good as Mark. And they're going to have new ways to look at things. As for the Battlezoo line of products, we're going to be talking a lot about the philosophy in the next couple of months of how our products are a little different than other people's products. One of the big things that makes our products different is that we very much celebrate the authors and the creators of our products. We make sure everyone gets credit. That can be seen in the RPG Superstar, where we make sure we put the names of all the authors for each monster right on the page. We're going to be doing that with all of our freelancers, and we're going to be doing something in the very near future. We're going to be starting a YouTube show, both Mark and I. We're going to be discussing both how to make your game better, things about the industry, and how you too can actually get into the industry. So make sure you go to youtube.rollforcombat.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you ding the bell, because it's going to be a live show. I haven't decided on the time yet. It's either going to be in the afternoon Eastern time or early night, somewhere around 9 o'clock. We're still figuring out the times because we definitely want to have guests on, and strategically it's actually better to have it in the afternoon because people are around, people are at work, people are bored, and if you have it at night, sometimes people are busy, they're doing things, they're out with friends, so there's thoughts on both. There's thoughts on whether it's better to have a live show in the afternoon, during the day, or at night. So we're trying to figure out the best time for both of us. Anyhow, do check that out. We're going to be starting that up pretty soon, actually. As soon as Mark starts, we're going to be starting this new live show. And we're going to go into a lot of detail about Battlezoo, about our philosophy, and how we're going to make this line very different than anything out there right now. But mark my words, I've seen this before. I can smell it. I can smell it a mile away. There's a sea change coming in the RPG industry. You have Paizo forming unions. You have WotC gearing up and starting to hire like crazy. You have a lot of third-party publishers coming out of the woodwork, especially promoting on Kickstarter. So what's going to make us different than everyone else is that we are going to get the best of the best. We're going to try to make sure that everything that comes out on the Battlezoo line is the absolute best, top quality that celebrates the people who actually created the work. That it's not just a book and you read this book and you're like, who actually wrote this book? Well, we're going to tell you who wrote the book. We're going to celebrate the people who wrote it, make sure they get full credit, make sure that they get their names in the book throughout. Sort of like, I guess, the Activision of the 2600. I don't know if you know this. This is like a long time ago. Back when Atari was ruling the world and programmers were not allowed to put their names on any of the programs and the games that they made. In fact, that's where the first Easter egg came from, because they weren't allowed to put their names on it. So the author of Adventure put that secret hidden Easter egg where he put his name in the game, and that was basically him rebelling, and that became the very first Easter egg in any video game ever. Nowadays, of course, people who create video games are celebrated and we know who they are, but even so, something like World of Warcraft, which I'm pretty involved with because I worked with a lot of people there was hundreds and hundreds of people who work on that game. Many people work on that game, but you only hear about the top people. And we're going to make sure that you hear about everyone who works on our games. Not just myself and Mark, but, everyone else who helps out. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of that in the near future. Anyhow, with that, I'm not going to even have show notes because this entire thing was basically a big show notes. If anything, check out battlezoo.com. The Battlezoo Bestiary is out right now. You can also order and download the Foundry VTT module, which is really doing well. You can order the Battlezoo Ancestry Dragon book, where you too can play a dragon, written by Mark Seifter himself. And of course, the Jewel of the Indigo Isles Adventure Path, which is going to be fantastic. This is going to be the greatest adventure path of all time. I'm calling it right now. You'll see why. It's we went to 20. It's like, on the scale of 1 to 10, we went to 20 on this one. We put in everything and then some. We put in the kitchen sink, and then we put in a dinette set after that. And then we put in another kitchen sink. There's a lot in this adventure. And of course, it's written by Ron Lundeen, Patrick Rennie, and Linda Zays Palmer, and myself. So this thing is going to kick ass. Wait to see this thing. I cannot wait. All my players are begging me to run this thing. Of course, I can only do 2 adventure paths at a time. I can't run 3. So I guess we just got to finish these up really quick. Hurry up. Get through these books so we can run the Indigo Isles. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's exciting episode. Okay. You see the stairs? And you walk up the stairs, and as you walk up the stairs, Basil notices something. He feels like there's little springs in the steps, and he sees little holes in all the stairs, and he realizes that these stairs were horribly trapped with, something that poked or shot out from all the staircase, into you as you walked up them.
They turned it off?
They disabled it.
Okay, good.
I will point that out.
So wait a minute, Dougie didn't get that? He didn't get a passive trap detection?
John Statz is playing Cadet Dougie McDougal, a human ruffian rogue.
You notice it too, Dougie.
Oh, good. Thank you. All right. That's all I
You
wanted
both
to-
notice it. You both notice it. Dougie actually realizes that it would have been poisoned needles shooting up through the tiny holes
Ooh.
into the wood, up your legs, and would
Oh.
have caused gargantuan damage.
I'm glad I was skipping and not moving at full speed. That's how. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna go up the stairs with everyone.
Yeah, so you go up the
else.
stairs, and it's actually pretty high up. And you can see this was the overseer, or this is where the principal sat, because there's a large window that looks out, and it's kind of one-way glass, so they can look out, but you can't look in. So the kids wouldn't know when trouble was going, because this was a schoolhouse. And you see a wide, dark wood desk that dominates the center of this office, a comfortable, high-backed leather chair positioned behind it next to a corner liquor cabinet. Opposite the desk sits a small leather couch. Bloody Bareth sits down on the large chair, gives a lot of creaks and moans. There's also 2 high-ranking lieutenants standing in this room, and you can tell that these 2 look like they mean business. And he looks at them and he says, Margie, Epson, stand down. We don't want to upset our guests. Please. Would you like a drink? And he heads over to the liquor cabinet and he pours himself a rye neat and puts it down and says, anything for you? I have some of the finest Absalon liquor one can obtain.
Do you have any of the Woody line of products?
Chris Beamer is playing Lo Mang, an orc tiefling monk of the crane style.
Oh, this old Woody. I've heard a lot about that. I must get my hands on this old Woody. I hear it's quite potent.
None for me, please. I'm on duty.
Yeah. Do you have any lemonade or maybe an Arnold Palmer, which is half lemonade and half iced tea?
Unfortunately, no. We only have hard alcohol. But I can probably concoct a fruity drink if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, yes. That would be lovely. Fresh. Yeah, very refreshing, too.
Oh, okay.
I whispered to Dougie, I say, you may not want to drink anything from the alchemical poison-making guys, but that's just me.
But what if I'm thirsty?
Just say.
Now everything's out in the open, and he makes a little drink.
Yeah,
Looks very good.
I
He
think
puts a little
He's
spritz
an
on
unre-
it.
he's
He
a
puts a
reasonable
little.
person.
He puts a little umbrella in it and everything.
like if these guys, these guys of all people would know how to make a proper drink.
Seth Lipton is playing Gomez, a goblin elementalist sorcerer.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
can make a great armor.
That's right.
Armor.
It looks incredible. Anyone else? Looks at Gomez, Basil. Anything for you?
No, thanks.
Jason McDonald is playing Basil Blackfeather, a Tengu empiricist investigator.
All right. Do you have any
Just
Kahlua?
water for me.
Do you
We
have
are on
Kahlua?
duty.
Oh yes, of course.
If he has Kahlua, I'll have a White Russian.
Oh, I already made this drink. Why don't you finish the first one and then I'll give you the
Oh no. Oh wait. You made a.
Yeah, he made one already for you. He made the fruity drink.
Oh yeah.
no
I'll have
problem.
that.
Okay,
That's
so
better.
He hands it over to Margie, and Margie hands it over to you, Dougie. And he sits down
Okay, Dougie drinks it.
and he says, I must commend you on such a brazen assault on my small alchemy lab. I am very impressed. How'd you get in from the front door? You didn't alert Dalter Shim?
They're too high to notice us.
Yeah, we were sneaking. It wasn't fair to them because we were sneaking.
Oh, impressive. And did you kill anyone perchance, or just do knockout protocol?
No, we don't kill.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Although you, the beefy one, did a little damage to Chalky. That was uncalled for.
Uncalled for. We agree.
Yes. Chalky is a model citizen. In fact, Chalky has helped out countless members of Absalom Society, healing them, patching them up. A valued member to this community. Uncalled for.
Wait, this community here in this derelict district, you mean?
My home?
Yes.
You wound me, sir. You wound me.
There is no law here.
Yeah. Dougie's gonna hit his badge.
Oh, okay. Hit the badge. Okay. You heal up. He looks at you all and says, well, I assume you've already been in touch with one Marissa John. I mean, why
Yes.
else would Absalom's finest visit lowly old me in this quiet corner of my small kingdom? So let me ask you something. He looks at you all very intensely. What's your honest opinion of Marissa? Between friends, what do you think of her?
She's reasonable.
Oh, she'll say what she has to say to get out of a tight corner.
She certainly doesn't have your sense of style and fashion sense.
No. She was a bit of a bruiser in her day.
And her
continues
drinks
to
aren't
be so.
nearly as fruity as yours, sir.
Oh, thank you. I work very hard on perfecting the ultimate concoction.
Yeah, Dougie raises his glass as a thank you gesture.
Yeah, he also does a little raise the glass and drinks. What? So let me ask you, what did she offer you to take me out?
What did she offer?
Information.
Oh, information about some device.
Oh yes, definitely about some
a
device.
nasty device. I
yes,
see,
definitely
I
the
see.
nastiest device.
Oh, I believe she was going to give you this. And then he pulls out from deep in the folds of his jacket pocket a very large key. And he shows it to you. And then he puts it back in and goes, yes, I believe she's going to give you the key to her lockbox in the Lucky Nimbus Casino. Which I'm sure is what she was tempting you with. Because you definitely want to get what's in that lockbox, because it's going to cause all sorts of problems in Absalom, let me tell you. On that, we both agree that whatever is in that lockbox should not be released in any way whatsoever.
Do you know what's in that lockbox?
I have a pretty good idea.
How about you share so we can See if we agree on that.
Well, why don't you help me do the right thing and put a stop once and for all to the washboard dogs' money laundering schemes. You know what they do? They launder money. They launder dirty money. They shake down the local establishments. They make everyone pay protection money, and then they don't even give them the protection after they shake them down. I've heard that all their local establishments are getting robbed left and right. The washboard dogs, I even heard they were in cahoots with, and he looks around and he says, the Skinner. Can you believe that?
We can believe
We
it.
would never deal with lowlives like that. No. Let me tell you, good sirs, that is well below what the Dobell sweepers believe in. So I'll tell you what. You tell me where her hideout is, and we'll take care of her. We'll take care of the washboard dogs, clean them up for you. I will give you my key and tell you where it goes, what it's for, and how you can retrieve the item.
Dougie says first off that he is shocked to hear that there is money laundering in this fine sector of the city. He, for one, is, I think I'm leaning toward this proposition.
Well,
What do you
the money
say,
laundering
boys?
is in their section. Like that's where the
Yeah, and this-
Doughboy
this-
sweepers are. They're
This
doing money laundering.
lockbox thing seems to have no connection to the Skinner cultist, which is our primary goal.
Oh, she didn't tell you. That's who gave her the item in the lockbox. The Skinner.
No, wait a minute, sir. She told us that she has no love for the Skinners. Yes, she did business with them. Yes, she was in cahoots with them, but she didn't trust them ever, and she was kind of doing it under duress, from what she told us. She had no. This was not their primary business, as you say. It's money laundering, protection, whereas you, sir, are known to be a drug dealer, a peddler and pusher of alchemical substances and illegal products. So you both have issues as far as the law is concerned.
Perhaps. She always was really good at flattery and making you feel guilty for her. Yes, everything you say is true. Two sides of the same coin, I suppose. But yeah, they do their stuff, we do our stuff. They were selling people to the Skinner, who I heard was turning them to undead monstrosities. We concoct potions to make people feel better, to forget their miserable lives. We weren't killing people outright and turning them into Norgorber cultists. No, that wasn't us. So who's the worser?
So you're saying you're just business people?
We're business people. We peddle in pleasure.
You provide, people want something and you provide it. And
Correct. If people didn't want to feel better about themselves through a little bit of alchemical release, then no one would buy our product. We are providing a necessity that people need and want. She is just laundering money, providing protection, and he does in quotes, kidnapping people, sending them to their death. We do no such thing.
Oh, so this has all been just a misunderstanding.
A big
I feel
misunderstanding.
silly.
well, I mean,
Exactly.
he
One
does-
might argue you had 10 years to practice that speech
Hey,
in the brine.
you're right. I was in the brine, and let me tell you, that's not somewhere you even want to visit for a day. And sitting in the brine for 10 years makes you realize you don't got a lot of time left on this earth, so you might as well enjoy as much of it as possible. That's why I don't hurt people. I try to give them pleasure.
Why do the people have the nickname of Bloody Burleth for you then?
Bloody Burleth? Well, back in my day, when we were into the prize fighting and the boxing, I would bloody my opponents. You know, the funny thing about Marissa, she never accepted a nickname. Do you know that? Do you know that many times people tried to give her one, but she never accepted one? So, yep, that's where my nickname comes from.
You know, you do make some sense, because the atrocities of selling these people, we've seen them firsthand, and they were even far worse than you could even possibly describe or imagine. And she did try to sort of explain it away as being sort of forced to do it in some way, but she doesn't strike me as the type that would sort of listen to any kind of intimidation like that. So if you could possibly help us and let us, like, we're starting to come around, I think, but it's hard to make any kind of arrangement without knowing exactly what is in that lockbox to see if it's worth our attention in this matter at all, and if it will lead us to the Skinsaw Gang, which is the greater evil of all, which we're trying to get rid of. The Norgorber, Infector, the Grey Queen, and the other one, the Mangalore.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a little bit about what's inside the box, because without the key, you can't get to it anyhow. How about that?
Exactly.
How about that?
That
How
sounds
about give
good.
you a little information?
Dougie might be able to pick that lock, though. No. Probably not.
Dougie's going to agree with the last person that he's talking to.
That's really funny. Yeah,
Just so you
that's
know.
funny.
Just so you know.
Are you all ready?
Yep.
Are you ready, Basil?
Yeah, out of character, we don't know where their hideout is, so if we agree to work,
You
for
actually
it,
do. It
It's that
well,
We know the
Tunnel.
we know the
it's a tunnel.
where
It's a tunnel.
That's
It's
the
a tunnel.
hideout.
Yeah. That's like where they were. That's the tunnel. The tunnel is the equivalent of their hideouts. I'm sorry about that. So here's a real big recap. If you take out Bloody Bareth and take down the Double Sweepers, Marissa will give you think, a key and information about what's in this lockbox. Bloody Bareth just wants the information about where her headquarters are, which is that tunnel. He will take care of that gang, and he will give you the key as well, which he has a copy of. He goes on to explain that back when they were lovers, that they shared the lockbox together because they loved to gamble. And they did a lot of business in that Nimbus casino, let me tell you. In fact, they used to run most of their money laundering through the casino. But unfortunately, due to a little misunderstanding, both of our organizations are permanently banned from the casino. Hence, there's no reason not to give up the key, because neither of us can step foot into that casino ever again. And let me tell you, they got some pretty tight security there. So from what I know, and with this he pours himself another drink, there was this concoction. It was like a device of some sort. Now, being in the field that I am, I could understand what it was, because I also took a little sneak at what it was. She doesn't know I have a copy of my key. She thought it was gone when I went to the Brime, but I hid it before they put me away. So I got a sneak peek of what was in the lockbox. It was some device. It looked like something terrible. Looks like it would release a gas or some mutagen of some sort in copious amounts. And I think, from what I overheard, is they actually even tested this recently. I believe it was at a zoo. They tested this weird, strange gas.
Oh, I see.
And it made, like, everything go crazy. All the creatures went bloodthirsty. All the people started to attack and kill each other. And that was a small test of this concoction.
So that's a callback.
So, I imagine a concentrated bomb set off, I don't know, at a festival might cause gargantuan amounts of death and damage. Does that pique your interest?
That does pique our interest. We're familiar with this.
Yep.
But is this part of the Skinsaw Norgorber connection? Like, what's the connection there?
That I can't tell you, but I do know that the Twilight 4, that's right, I have my ears to the ground too.
Now the Twilight 3.
provided her the device to hold on to until they were ready to use it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Does he know that it's the Twilight 3?
Of course, good sirs. I read the papers.
That's right. You've seen us in the papers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you look so familiar. Good job. Good job. And with that, he gives a little toast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm on board. I'm sold.
Oh, yeah.
He made his diplomacy check.
So we're going to flip
This guy
it.
made fruit drinks.
My qualm about this, I got a couple qualms. One qualm is we want, like, the collar we want, the people what we're after is the rest of the leaders of the cult. Now, Marcellus Wallace's briefcase is nice, but it's not the leaders of the cult. So if we side with this guy and make enemies of the person that has the information we need, I don't necessarily see that leading us to our ultimate goal.
But
I can guarantee.
I don't think she has the information.
It's the same
we need,
information.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both offering us the same information if we take out the other side.
I see. Well, I don't know. I want to float an option for a third way, because the way I see the situation is, you and your ex-girlfriend are fighting over territory. You're fighting over this whole region, and frankly, I understand there might be some bad blood between you two, but the war is doing neither of you any good. Both of you are losing business. Both of you are losing customers. Wars are costly things. Now, I understand you want to leverage the Star Watch to do your dirty work for you and eliminate your enemy, of course, just like the other side wants to do that. But we're really not in that business. And I understand, just because you're talking to me right now, and just because she was talking to me, you understand what the Star Watch is, and you know you don't want the Star Watch in your business. So
we're bad for business.
Right. And so there seems to be two bads for businesses going on. You're trying to play them off against each other to get yourself on top. I understand that. But you know what? That whole situation, that's not 100% in our interest. We're interested in just a couple of things. We don't really care that much about local politics in this region. We do like a return to peace, and I think on that, actually, all three sides of us would be agreed. We also want to leave here and not bother any of you, and I think on that, on all three sides of us would agree. And we all consider these skin saw people to be an even worse negative element to have at all any involvement in any of us. And I think on that we're all agreed. So it sounds to me like all three parties here could, if we all sat around a table and talked like reasonable people, with the Star Watch as an impartial brokering party, could come to an arrangement that everybody would be satisfied with. And I know, speaking from our angle, that would be also doing a lot of your cleaning up your people's messes and dealing with the dirty work. Getting rid of this cult that's still out there that might not like either of you for the way that you've been treated and the way that deals arranged between you have gone south. We can help you with that. We can take this dangerous weapon off your hands and make sure that that's not going to mess up any of your clients or any of this situation, which looks like if you keep it in this neck of the woods, it will. And we could bring it into this war that could lead you both to put both of your business back on a profitable basis. So what do you say about that? Let's stop with the war. Let's have a ceasefire. Let's get around a table and talk it out.
Okay, you gotta have to make a hell of a diplomacy check here.
Let's try it. I bust out my credentials for that extra bonus from that item.
You're gonna have to really, really kill.
Put on that big mask while you're talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Just disregard this mask though and put it on while I'm talking to you.
Ooh,
18.
23. You rolled a 5.
I rolled a 5. All right, so I'll hero point that.
Okay.
Oh, 4.
All right, it's not going to work. It looks like it's not going to work.
I say, yeah, go ahead.
No, he looks at you and says, you almost convinced me. Almost. But we have a lot of bad blood between the two of us. She cut a deal with the likes of you. She got 6 months in the local prison. I got 10 years in the brine. 10 years. You know how long people last in the brine? 10 days if they're lucky. No one lasts 10 years. I understand where you're coming from, but this is only ending one way.
And I say an orc, that's because you got orc blood, brother.
His orc blood is up.
He says, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but it's either her or me.
I say an aside to Gomez, I say, that's a good try, but you know what? I like the idea of one taking out the other, because at the end of the day, they're both criminal organizations, and we don't need them to be demanding. I'd like them to hurt each other to nothing.
Yeah, and I said to you, try to like on the sly. I don't know. We should talk about this amongst ourselves where we can't be overheard. But I don't know. Maybe we should just talk about it. Can we have a moment to discuss? We should have a moment to discuss. What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So let's extricate ourselves from the situation and talk in private.
You can talk in hushed tones in the corner. Probably.
Yeah. Can we? Is that something that's reasonable? Like, can we talk in private here?
Well, yes. He will just go into the corner with his.
He puts his fingers in your ear.
Yes.
All
right.
I mean, one side against the other with us in the middle is
right.
That was your plan. That's.
I gotta say, it's like
fistful of dollars.
Yeah, like the thing though is this is not kind of playing both sides against the middle with us reaping the benefit. This is them. It's the reverse. Like we're like. I'm like, it's okay to be pawn of one criminal organization, but now I'm going to betray that criminal organization to become a pawn of another criminal organization. It's just getting too ugly and complex. And honest to God, I'm like, let's just roll initiative. It's like if we have to beat out a criminal boss, we have one right here. Why do we have to go back on our word to the other criminal boss?
Because you know what, they're all criminals, and I like this guy's.
Well, exactly. No, but that goes to my argument. They're all criminals. We'll just take out. We got like it's like a bird in the hand element to this. It's like we already made a deal with one, and she has the information. We beat this guy in combat. We take his goddamn key and we go.
Well, that's one combat more than we have to do. Like all we got to do is give the information.
Because he says he'll take out the other boss.
Yeah.
I see. So wait,
that's an extra combat.
All right. So maybe I missed exactly what we were.
Yeah. So if we just give him the hideout, then he gives us the key and we go to step 2.
Right.
He goes
to the hideout and wipes her out, or they wipe each other out, which is
just on the merits of expediency. I go with this guy, and he had the fruit drink for us.
I missed that part. I thought it was like I thought like
we fight one or the other.
Yeah, we were going to be fighting. I thought we were.
No. This guy is offering to go, and they're gonna the two of them are gonna. I mean, it can only help us because they're both gonna take casualties.
So we say she lives here, and then him and his crew go there, and they fight, and then we pick up the pieces after.
Right, and then they give us the key now, though.
Right.
He gives us the key.
Okay,
now.
What we could do also is tell him where she is, get the key, and then take him out. That way, we would have done both sides. We haven't broken our promise to either side.
I don't really care about making promises.
Well, actually, I see where you're going with that, Dougie. But it would be take the key, tell them where it is, leave.
Not leave.
No, listen to me.
Okay.
Leave. Let them fight, and then we kill the winner.
Right. I like that idea.
That's actually that's good.
And that ends crime forever.
That's
exactly.
True. That's true. Yeah.
Exactly. That takes everybody.
Well, this is kind of like bad, Hollywood movie idea, but could we go the other way with this? Could we fake his capture/death, go back to her and see if she gives us the information or if she double crosses us, and then base our actions from that point forward on that?
Like take a token from his personal belongings?
Like borrow his hat, borrow his fancy hat.
Yeah. Like say, hey, look, and then her guard will be down.
And then what's she gonna do if we double crossed her? Oh no, the cops double crossed me.
The cops are allowed to lie.
No one trusts the cops anyway.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that I like about this guy's deal is that we make the deal now and he gives us the key now. Like we don't have to go
No,
through.
I
Yeah,
hear
we
you on
make that deal.
I think you're right.
And
Okay.
the other thing is, to be honest, like these guys are way more reasonable. Like she is the person who sold these, who kidnapped people and sold them to Norgarbor. Like
Yeah,
she did
that's-
do that. So, like, that's way more evil.
I agree with that. I agree with that too. Like that.
You know, even though she says she didn't like them and that was a mistake and this and that, it's like, she's probably lying.
But do you guys like the idea? Like, I like Jason's idea of going along with this guy and then saying, "Hey, we can get her guard down if you give us your bow tie or your hat or token that she will recognize as a personal belonging, and then she will think that we have subdued you."
Exactly. Yeah.
And we'll get both keys.
Right.
Yeah, and
Do we need
we'll be able to cross-index his information with her information to produce
Well, we get a sense of her true character.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not bad too, because we can also even double down and say, like, we beat him, we got his hat, and you know what else we got? We got this key and an interesting story. Tell us about this dangerous item that you might have, and throw that into the deal. And it's like we could actually even work that with her.
Well, she mentioned she has a key also, right? She has the same key copy.
But did she talk about this
Yes.
case before?
She
She
did.
didn't talk about the key. She did say she had information she'd give us if we took care of this.
Yeah, she didn't talk about Marcellus Wallace's case.
Yeah,
Thought
we don't
she
have to
did,
tell
though.
him about
Do you
the
remember-
key.
Did she, Steve? I don't remember.
No,
I
she
thought
didn't.
she did.
She didn't mention a key, but we can say that we subdued him and took and get the information and see if it's coincides with if it's congruent with what Bloody Burleth's information is.
I think my dilemma that I'm getting caught up on is this dude has a clear reason to lie because she ratted him out 10 years ago or whatever. On the other hand, she was ultimately the one that worked with the Skinsaw cult. And she can say she's, doesn't like working
Exactly.
with them, but she
And now
ultimately...
I'm gonna, yeah.
Like, she
and
committed the
and
crime,
I actually
like-
have qualms. Also, it's like this is now kind of flipping sort of a devil's advocate position, like the other side. We know from the meeting that we had when we assessed her strength that her personally and her bodyguard are actually a bit out of our league. So if we do approach her and try a secondary negotiation, there is a risk that'll become a fight that we'll lose.
Yeah, I mean, she showed up with a lot of people that time. That was not good.
So the smart move might just be to say, all right, you got it. She's over here, and then then see what happens.
Yeah, I like that idea.
The only other little thing is, as an officer of the law, it seems like we're saying, "Hey, go ahead and have your gang war." And I'm not,
Definitely. I don't
On the
like
other
any
hand,
bit
we're
of that.
Star
Like,
Watch.
the
It's not
ethics
really
on
our
this are
district.
terrible. The ethics on all of these options are terrible.
Yeah, but the main thing is, evil fighting evil, and that both sides get weakened, and then we
Uh,
clean up the crumbs.
Yeah.
That kind of
I like that.
rationalization.
well, it's fine and
Like,
dandy
we're not
until,
paladins, but that kind of
unless there's any
rationalization is how
innocents that
paladins
get
paladins
caught in the
use their
crossfire.
power.
Exactly. The ends justify the means.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I think after this discussion, where I fall is flat out go with this deal. Say thank you for the key. She lives here, and then wait and see what happens. And
I agree.
Investigate in a few days.
All right.
Come
Do you
on,
like
That's where I end up.
Do you like the idea of asking him if he wants to give a token to let her get her guard
Yeah,
down?
That may be it was my idea.
yeah,
I feel like that may be overcomplicating it.
Yeah,
for
and-
our review.
and-
She might have information that's
I agree. I agree with
good,
that. I
and
agree
that's
with that, but
free.
I agree with that, and I understand the merit of that. And personally, and I'm not saying that this is right, but personally, my sense is that if we put ourselves that'll be possibly putting ourselves back in her power. That if she double crosses us, we'll be in a bad situation.
Yeah, and it may not be enough, like a bow tie or a hat. Like she may want his freaking head, or him,
No,
alive.
like this might be a setup where if we go back, she's just like, "Thank you for doing my dirty work. Now I'm going to kill you."
Right.
Well, I just hope we can trust this guy to kill her. Because I mean, if he doesn't, if he swings and misses, we're shooting the devil in the back and missing.
least,
I'd rather be the person.
Yeah, at least on that, if she was strong enough to just take him out, she would have. So he's got to be a match for her. Because if he wasn't a match for her, and this would give him the element of surprise.
Right, but here's the thing: what if we offered to help him take her out? Then we would tip the balance. Instead of being a match for her, we offer to go with him to take her out.
That was actually the thing that I thought was the situation initially, which I didn't like. That was before Lowman corrected me on what the actual offer was. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
and I didn't like that.
All right. I mean,
I don't know, but that's just
him
my
and his troops are a nice
anyway,
meat shield. I mean,
but I'm conceding your points have a lot of merit. So it's I don't want to I'm not forcefully saying everybody should
I know
go
what
this
you're
way.
saying.
I'm saying personally, my sense is my 51% is I'm going to vote take his deal and no extra filigree.
Basil, what do you say, Basil?
Steve, how bad? What is the official police position on how bad this guy is? What did I find in the files about him? Because I saw a lot about Marissa Joan or whatever, but
they're equal. They're equal in badness. They are the stronger gang, and that's why she hides and she's hard to find.
So he don't need us.
Yeah, I mean, remember how hard it was to get in touch with her. In fact, she's always in hiding because she knows that she's the weaker of the two gangs, and that's why she didn't even bother trying to attack them.
Well, if she's selling people to the skin saws, then I say let the lion eat the mongoose or something, and let nature take its course.
And I would let me amend one thing. I would put a qualification that we want her taken alive because we want the information about the skin saw leaders. Either if he could provide that, wonderful, or if he could take her prisoner so we can get it by interrogating her, wonderful. But we should end part of this deal should be we're ending up with the information about the skin saw leaders that we want in the first place.
Oh, that's interesting. Does he know that now? We might be able to get this now in this office.
Sure, bring it up. I don't know. What
do you guys think? Lemang?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with that plan. I like that.
So what's his name?
Bloody Burleth.
All right, Bloody Burleth. I think you got yourself a deal, but there's one catch. Our primary interest is to take out the leader of the Skin Saw cult, which I think you would agree with. At the end of this deal, we need that information. We need to find out where those leaders are, and so that's either if you could provide that to us with directly, wonderful, or if you can take her alive so we can get out of her through interrogation, wonderful. But at the end of this whole process, we need that information.
Take her alive, you say? What would I do with her once I took her alive?
Turn her over us at the Star Watch, and we get the information out of her, and then we lock her away in a dim dark cell.
I actually like that idea. I can put her in the brine.
Oh,
for 10
yeah,
years.
there you go.
Yeah.
Turnabout is fair play. We'll put her in the brine. Yep.
I like
20
the cut
years.
of your jib. Okay.
10 years in one day.
Yeah.
I'll make a deal with you. You tell me where she is. We will take her alive, hand her over to Star Watch, and things will be much calmer once we take over her territory. No more extortion. No more racketeering. No more kidnapping. No more murders. No more deaths. Everyone's going to be having a good old time.
It's going to be like a Grateful Dead concert.
That sounds wonderful.
Take over.
It's going to be a lot of high people all over that street. Which there already are, so it's not much different.
All right, so you know the name of the cemetery. I know the name of the grave. I'm going to put the name of the location on this rock. Yeah. So give us the key now. Show a good faith. I'll tell you where it is, and then afterwards you fork her over so we can get our information. How's that sound?
Okay. He presses a button, and you hear a click as the trap gets set on the stairs. He goes, "Sure." He says, "Good faith. You understand."
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So he gives us a key.
He pulls out a large brass key that clearly has emblazoned on it the logo for the Lucky Nimbus Casino.
I might have to Do some gambling in there.
Okay, so we take the key.
Okay.
And thank you very much. And her location is here. It's in the sewers in this location, and here's your precise information.
He taps Epson on the shoulder and says, "See, I told you she was there. Damn it! Ah, well, thanks anyhow, officer."
Confirmed. It's confirmed now. You don't have to worry about
Confirmed
it.
it. That's right. Could have been going into a trap, and now we will set the trap.
Oh, wow.
Daddy, he presses a little button, and you hear the trap disengage. He
Are you going to
says,
bring Chalky?
Chalky? Oh, Chalky. After we fix him up, we will.
Can you come with us? We would like Chalky. We should.
I know exactly. All right, so I give him just for the extra RP flourish.
Chalky and Shocky.
I give him the bird feather token so he can contact us when he has her in custody and it's time for us to re-enter the scene.
You're a sharp little goblin. Very, very shrewd.
Spiffy.
You would make an excellent gang leader if you ever decide to change careers.
Oh, well, I did think about it at one point.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. And with that, he says, "Well, I think our business is concluded. We have business to attend to. Expect a bird within the day."
Fair enough. We go?
And you can go.
I guess we're out of here.
Can I get a fruit drink for the road?
Sure. He has one ready to go for you.
Officer Dougie, there are no open containers allowed outdoors in this lawless zone.
I'll put it in a paper bag.
Okay, and back to Starwatch Keep you go. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Transition music.
And you got a big old key. You got another lead, and you know it's in a casino.
Yeah.
All right, so you show up. Let's go back. You show up. You go back to the Starwatch, and Captain's like, "Report."
We had to make a deal with the devil.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, jeez.
Basically, both sides of the we've had meetings with both sides of the gang war, and they're both willing to give us information if we help them destroy the other one. So, and for the moment, we have decided to align with the Noble Sweepers. Not thrilled about helping either of these sides, but
the sweepers will sweep and clear.
But the bigger threat is still the Twilight Four, so we chose that as the lesser of two evils, and the choice that would reach our personal goals faster.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You got a key to a lockbox in a casino, and there's something in that lockbox. The Lucky Nimbus Casino, no less, owned by Gage Clark, one of the most influential and powerful people in Absalom. Do you know how lockboxes work?
No.
Let me explain it to you. You see, when people want to put stuff that's really secure, they'll usually go to a bank. And you would think the Bank of Abadar, protected by a god, would be powerful enough. But no. You go to Lucky Nimbus, because their security is even better. Better than a god's. That is how good the security is at Lucky Nimbus. The only way you can get that lockbox is that you have to walk in, show your key to Gage himself. He goes in with you. You put in one key, Gage puts in the other key, and then you unlock it together to get out the lockbox. Then you can go into a little room and, take out
like a safe
you want.
deposit.
Yeah, it's like a safe deposit box, exactly. Except for one small problem. Gage knows whose lockbox this is. And he will never, ever, even with Starwatch credentials, let you get into that lockbox.
All right, so
have to.
So wait a second. Let me just. I mean, this is a little obvious, but now, would Gage ever let anybody else into that lockbox without the key?
I don't know what you're saying.
Like non-police.
Like, is this key like there needs two keys? If this is the only key, would Gage ever let anybody into that box without the key? No, right?
I don't understand what you're saying.
What I'm
if
saying
you want,
is,
if you want to go and get the lockbox, you go to Gage, and Gage escorts you into that room where you get the lockbox. No one goes into the room without Gage.
right. What I'm saying is, the dangerous thing is already in the most secure place it's ever going to be. We just do something with the key to get rid of it, and we don't have to worry about it ever again.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, well, I can't take that risk because if whatever's in there goes off and kills several thousand people, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, and there's another key.
You just gave me a whole monologue of how that could never possibly ever happen because it's
no.
so secure. It's more secure than a place.
You're right.
It's more secure than a place held by a god.
You're right. It is secure.
But
that doesn't mean that a bomb won't explode and take out half the city.
Oh, you think it's a live ticking bomb in there?
It could be. I mean, the other thing is there is another key. That's the problem. There is her key.
It doesn't matter.
No,
that's just a copy of this key.
Yeah,
right. So she has a key. We have a key, and there's two keys, and then the guy has and the thing is, and that key is unaccounted for. Like she has it.
Okay. That makes sense.
The only other thing though is
so we have to get to it before she does, or we have to.
The only other thing that's odd though is that
she's banned.
Right, and so is he. Right?
Yes, everyone's banned.
So it's weird. So they know that this is if either one of them was not banned, either one could come in there and have gotten it. Right, he would have allowed them to get it. Right. Okay, but because they're banned,
and for some reason,
it's weird. So it just sits there in limbo forever.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm thinking. It's the Ark of the Covenant in the warehouse.
Nope. She looks at you and says, "You made this mess. You're gonna deal with it. You're gonna get that key, and you're gonna get whatever's in that lockbox."
Right. But that is a bit of a catch-22 because it also presumes that the head of the bank is okay with a nuclear bomb that's about to go off.
It's a lucky Nimbus Casino,
and is therefore not going to listen to a direct appeal that there's a dangerous item in one of his boxes.
So wait, let me ask another question though. So is this Lucky Nimbus Casino known to be engaged in illegal activity, or are they like an up and up kind of place on the up?
All casinos are engaged in some small illegal activity, but Gage is one of the most upstanding citizens, best friend with the Primarch himself. Good luck arresting him. Good luck.
No, not arresting. I want a good enough reason to like start beating up people who are more or less not criminals.
What's this beating up thing? No, there's no beating up.
I know that's what that's a little bit like what I was. It's like I don't know. That's a little bit what I was criticizing. The narrative isn't really good on this 100%, but basically it boils down to bank heist, dungeon crawl. We got to figure out how to break in there and get the thing, and that's what it boils.
I guess what we're asking is, what's the ROE? What's the rules of engagement? Because if a guard sees us, can we bonk him over the head? I mean,
it's got to be the same, like non-lethal, whatever. Everything's fine in the end.
It's a casino. You can't attack people in a casino.
All right. Yeah.
She looks at you and says, "I don't know. Get a job there. Case the joint. Figure it out."
May have to pick a pocket or two.
Oh no, Chris may have to go undercover as a gambler.
Wow, that's actually I got a plus 20 to that. Plus 20 to disguise. Do they actually have games? Because I'll play. I will gamble.
The casino section is something like 30 pages. So yeah, it's a full casino.
Nice.
There's games and everything. Golem. There's tons of stuff. It's a casino. It's a full casino with like 2 pages of maps.
Okay, so we got to go in undercover. We have to be stealthy, I think.
We got to do
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, right?
Yeah.
It's Ocean's 11. We get to do Ocean's 11.
It is a little off.
Be a lot of fun. I know, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
But that's why it's the reverse.
Ocean's 11 is
right. That's why it's the reverse.
Ocean's 11 remake.
Yes, you're the cops breaking into the casino to get the bad device, and you can't go in because they won't let you. But anyhow,
I know that just doesn't.
I know it doesn't,
You've
it doesn't
got
add
a
up. It
bomb
doesn't add
in
up.
your casino, but
I know,
you won't
I
let us
know.
get it.
Well, they don't know. I don't
doesn't
think anyone knows it's
Plot
there.
doesn't add
They
up.
don't
We are
know.
cops. We go up there and we tell them we've got the 2 keys. We can just
You can
walk.
try.
They could
But
escort
regardless,
us
but it
You
doesn't
can
matter.
try.
It's like
You can try.
but that's the setup. The setup, I know
Yeah.
it's like the setup is narratively shaky, but
Yeah.
basically we got it's Ocean's 11. We got to do Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
You know what we could do? Using illusion and disguise kit, dress up as a bloody Burleth and go in and say, "Hey, I'm bloody Burleth."
He's
I'm
banned.
Mickey." Oh, that's right, he's banned. Shit.
Oh, that'd be the one person we wouldn't want to dress up as. But yeah,
Actually, he said so is she.
She's banned too.
They're
yeah.
all banned. That's why they can't get it.
It would be a lot of fun if we can go back to some of the criminals that were involved in that first bank heist and ask and recruit them as advisors on how to do this bank heist. Or like something like that would be a lot of fun.
they could give us the layout. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting because what's going to happen is we're going to say, like even if we try to reason with them, they're going to go, no, we don't believe you. It's going to be like,
There's no reasoning.
it's
No.
going to be like freaking Lost or something.
Yeah.
Where
I mean,
they
that's
just-
what I was poking around at. That's what I was investigating. It's like no. We got to sneak in and bust in.
Okay. Actually,
like
we're
it.
not with Burleth right now. Who would be the person to have, like, Burleth would be the connection. Like, our resources are coming from him if we do want to get that map. Because I do like the idea of having an idea of what that map is.
Yeah.
Because he might
Yeah.
know where some of the traps are.
Like if we're planning a heist, we absolutely have to do a lot of that stuff. We have to do we have to case the joint.
But they're going to change the traps. Like, once they've been hit, they're going to change things around. So I don't know if that even.
Or it's actually
makes
it's
sense.
like we actually do, it's heat. We have to be De Niro. We have to we have to play cat and mouse game. We have to find out where the security is. We have to time how the guards do their shifts. We got to do all that stuff.
Yeah, we have to have instrumental jazz music as we do
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Told you it was fun.
All right, that sounds like a good plan.
The
and I
best
don't think
news
a map
is you
gonna
leveled
work.
up. You leveled
nice.
up.
Yeah.
To what? To what?
Oh.
Level 10, which is a huge level.
That's
I
a
was
huge
hoping
level.
it would be 11.
You're level
Okay,
9.
greedy.
You don't
Like, we
skip
kind
a
of got
level.
2 levels out of that.
No,
Ooh.
you get 1 level. You're level 10. Level 10, you don't skip
Level 10's good.
I know.
Level
I'm
10, you get plus 2 to 4 of your stats. I mean,
I'm already going there now.
Wow.
And I'm still on Hero Lab. It's like I
too.
don't know what do I
Yeah,
do
me
to get
too.
out of the thing. I'm
go
gonna
to
stick on
journal
Hero
and
Lab.
guide
It's too- I can't
experience.
Half
change.
Builder 2E. Just do a Google search.
Path Builder 2E.
No. Hero Lab.
Hero Lab rules.
At least for the end of the.
Yeah, I
this
think I just
adventure.
gotta stick with it. Yeah, it's too much to change.
Because then we'll say, oh, this is much easier than Hero Lab, but how do I do that thing?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's never easy.
Of course, Hero Lab that won't open right now after we exalt
open.
Hero Lab. It opens for you?
Yeah. I'm in it
Yeah,
right now.
I'm
I have it
looking
open
at
at
it
all
right
times.
Damn it.
I might just level up right this second.
Every web page works for me. Yeah, well,
You
that's
go
what I
to- you go to
usually do,
journal.
but god damn it.
Add a couple grand experience, I think, right?
Every single web
10,000.
page works.
Simple
except Hero
sorcerer
Lab.
plus 1 level done.
Fuck you, Hero Lab. No, we're getting a new thing.
Yeah, that's isn't that a whole other expansion?
No, that's just another like basic.
Oh yeah,
something Steve has to unlock. It's
what's
like
the
one of
font?
the roles that we chose at the beginning of our character creation. We can choose another role, I think.
Yeah, though you have to have bought the content for the Game Master Guide to use it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
It's called
Oh,
free. It's
yeah,
called free
yeah, there you go.
archetype.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, exactly. Sorcerer plus 1 done.
Monk +1. Gunslinger +1. Done.
God damn it! I can't
Class
get it.
feats. More spells. Ooh, I get another 5th level spell.
Yeah, so much for a fast level up.
Honestly, my level up is going to be... It's like basically a feat and a spell, and I'm done.
I think you get stats though too.
What's a good spell? Wall of Ice, Wall of Stone, Pass Wall. That would probably be good in this circumstance.
Oh god, I forget how to level up.
You add
Add
2,000
1,000
experience.
experience with your journal.
Is it 1,000 or 2,000?
I think it's just 1,000.
And journal is... There it is.
This is not a common selection, so a boon is required to select it. Why is it invalid? Pass wall. I'm adding it.
Although if we do get that special thing, then I might switch over to the non... what's that called?
Free archetype.
What do you have to buy to make that happen?
It's under the content. It should be under the content for the Game Master's Guide. But it might be part of the default package. You can check and see if it's there. But I seem to recall having to unlock it.
Class feat. Oh, this is good. Quick casting. If your next action is to cast a sorcerer cantrip or a sorcerer spell that is at least 2 levels lower than the highest level sorcerer spell you have, so anything 3rd level or lower, reduce the number of actions it takes to cast it by 1. That is pretty good. Oh, but I can only do it once per day? Bullshit.
Yeah.
Lots of choices.
Oh,
Stats are pretty easy, though. It's just like strength, dexterity, constitution, done.
Oh, I'm looking at my feats.
Oh, yeah, feats. Yep. Class feats are the best.
What is the greater bloodline spell for my bloodline? Oh, I get more focus anyway. Okay. What stat should I increase?
Charisma?
Just charisma all day, all night?
Well, you have to select 3 different ones. And you get like either +1 or +2. Depending on how high. Because you'll only get a +1 on your charisma, probably. It's so high already.
Right. God, do I want to increase wisdom just because it's crap and just make it better? It is offensive to have a -1, have an 8 wisdom. I'm gonna do that just to do that. Wow, increase 4 things. Yeah, that's good. It doesn't seem to like pass wall. I guess I won't take it.
What is weakness 5? Does that mean it takes 5 extra damage to a type of damage?
I believe so, yeah.
Ooh. It's a shame none of you guys use slashing damage. Man, that could be really overpowered.
Yeah, only bludgeoning for me.
Oh, Cone of Cold. There you go. Simple, done.
I think I probably am going to go combat and heavy and go with the Arcane Archer archetype.
Oh, nice.
As my free archetype.
Oh, that's right. You all get the free archetype.
I'm probably gonna have to redo my character from ground up though. Because
terrible.
Well, I mean, I think what I'm gonna do is because Arcane Archer doesn't even start until level 6, so I think I'm gonna kind of rebuild my character from the ground up with Wizard archetype as the free archetype, and then build my way up to Arcane Archer the quote unquote hard way.
And what book do we need for that?
That was in the Game Master's Guide. So if you're buying Hero Lab content, you got to get the Game Master Guide.
Okay.
So anyhow,
I think I have that.
One thing I was saying, basically, if there is a cliched movie thing, it's going to end up in this adventure path, which is fun. I mean, yes, they kind of had to twist a little to get to it, but it's like Ocean's 11, got it. Like gang warfare, got it. Haunted house, got it. You know, like Skinner, gangs, it's all in there. They just
Murder Hotel, got it.
Yeah, Murder Hotel. How
do we check to see if we have, if we get the archetype? How does that happen?
Well, it's a checkbox.
Once you have it, you go into, or like once you've bought it, you go into the character settings for the character. So on the navigate character, second from the bottom is character settings.
Yeah.
What does that do?
And then free archetype is under game. There's like a menu for game mastery guide, non-exclusive variant rules, and one of those is free archetype.
Okay, cool. I think I can take that second part of the Jalmari Heaven's Secret dedication.
So that's the game mastery guide. Purchase required. Okay, so I need the game mastery guide.
Yeah, I kind of recollect it not being as expensive as the other books since it's mostly for GMs, but I don't remember for sure.
It's a matter of how do I get that?
You have to manage account or something.
Yeah.
What's a good language to take?
Orc.
Well, we're fighting these skin saw cultists, so whoever Norgerberger might be aligned with.
I'll take Orcish just because.
Then you can speak to me. We have a secret language.
Yeah, there you go. That works. Our
secret orc language.
Yeah. We developed a rapport that ended up with me knowing some words of Orcish. That's a good RP. All right, I think I'm done.
Even with the free archetype?
I didn't do the archetype.
What do you mean you're not going to? Everyone does it.
You should do it. It's free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where is that Jalmari Heaven Seeker? I know.
That I gave to you. I don't think it's in the. I don't think it's in.
I think
Yeah,
it's in Hero Lab. I thought it was because I did buy the thing for this adventure path specifically.
Oh,
so.
then it's in there. Then you might have to turn it on.
You linked something in Discord, right? Just so I can look at it, see what it's called.
So now, if I critically succeed, I took Terrified Retreat. If I critically succeed at a demoralized action, and the target is a lower level than me, it runs away for a round.
Great.
Alright, that plus Cone of Cold.
I like Cone of Cold.
Ooh, and I get Elemental Blast. That's the thing I get. 8d6 bludgeoning damage.
Steve, what's the other character engine that has all the information on it? I can't figure out how to buy this.
Path Builder.
Path Builder.
Path Builder.
And it's free, but you can pay $6 for the upgraded version, which might be worth the trouble.
$6.
I went ahead and bought the $6. I just got tired of keep paying for one-offs over and over again. That got annoying after a while. Oh, here's 10 more bucks because I want to add new rule book. Whereas the Path Builder, Lauren says that they add everything.
They do.
All right, I'm gonna go mess with this character. I got a free archetype. I gotta click some buttons and figure this out.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll see if I can get on the other. Oh God, but I have to port it all over. I'll see. If I have time at work, I'll look.
Do they port over? They don't port over, do they?
No, you have to recreate it.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here with kind of side by side. I'm doing a side by side. Luckily, I saved my character sheets at each level, so I'm kind of doing a side by side.
Basically, if I have time at work to do that, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just sorcerer.
I like that it starts you out in Pathfinder 2E. It's not what version of this and what version of that. It's Pathfinder. I don't have to choose the gaming system. That's already easier.
It's Path Maker. Is that what it's called?
Path Builder.
Path Builder. All right, I'll look for it tomorrow. All right, I'm getting out of the stuff.
Me too. Yep. Good night, all.
Good night, all.
Good night.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, Agents of Edgewatch. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. You can also find us and play various games on our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com.